professional sports handicapper and KDWN's very own SportsXRadio, 8 to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. He is none other than my man, Ken Thomson. Ken, what's going on?
Brian, what is going on, man? Great show today. Listen, I love talking sports. You know that. I live for sports, but I will actually be putting my 2 cents in on the election night over there with Sanchez and the guys from 6 to midnight over here on KDWN. So, I mean, while I love sports, I mean, I really love, just everything in life. And then when things matter like this election, I'm going to put in my 2 cents too. So I wanted to get that in there. But Brian, also on the scooters thing, let me people think back. Look, I'm in my 50s. Scooters back when I was growing up, that's something that would go 5-10 miles an hour. These e-scooters now, these Limes, these Birds, these things go up to 50 miles an hour. When you're on a sidewalk and you're riding these things, and there's been over 50,000 injuries from 2017 to 2019. I don't know how many are on.
So I'm picturing about 78 years ago, a very young Ken Thomson with his hair flocked everywhere, looking like like a WWF wrestler like Fabio back in the day on his scooter. It's a very disturbing image I have in my...
Never in a million years would KTB on a scooter. No way, never got on a skateboard.
Fair enough.
That was West Coast. I grew up in Jersey, baby.
Fair enough.
Didn't do that. We walked and we ran everywhere.
Fair enough.
Saying, Brian, I mean, and here's the other thing. Back in Jersey where I grew up, you know why the cops knew my name? Because I was a habitual offender. So I don't know the story with Karan Hilton. Who knows? Maybe he was somebody that was riding a scooter on the sidewalks many times. We don't know. Got to wait for all that information to come out. But maybe there's a reason the cops knew his name. Maybe he was a habitual
Well, the cops have already.
Like
the cops haven't talked about that. They did a press conference, and I just
give them time to get the whole story out. And
they have had time. They've had a couple days to give the story out. They gave preliminary reports, and they said it. I'm sharing it on the radio. I'm not sharing misinformation. They said they were following him for one reason and one reason only, because he was not wearing a helmet on a scooter. And you're not going to be able to convince me that that's legal because the law says it wasn't.
This is probably the most exhausting topic we've ever had.
It's good, though.
JD's so exhausted he's on his cell phone with his feet up on the console right now. He looks very exhausted.
My feet are definitely on the console.
He deserves that.
JD's worked JD's worked.
Putting up with you every day.
Thank you, KT.
That's hazardous duty pay.
JD's worked very hard today. He's up there with his feet on the console, which is disgusting, by the way. I hope he took a shower this morning. He's got fungus coming out of his toenails. Actually, I do as well, so I shouldn't be
Was he there before 9:15? That's all I need to know.
No.
Yes, I was.
Sean, let's get Sean McCollum on. Sean, when did JD arrive today?
9:08.
Sean is going to give us an honest answer, a non-biased answer.
It may be 9:11.
Sean, I need an answer from you, my friend.
We're going to go with 9:14, maybe.
There's absolutely no chance. No way.
Ken, let's get to business, baby. Ken,
all right, buddy.
As you know, Ken, I'm 6-0 when it comes to Raiders games against the spread. You've agreed with me the last several weeks as well. You and I make a very good team, my friend. Let's talk a little Raiders football. On the road against Cleveland, the spread is around 2.5, depending on where you shop. But most I'm sure you would agree. It opened up at 3.5. It's down to 2.5. I got to tell you, my friend, I don't know if I'm going to give an opinion on this game. I think you can flip a coin on which way this one goes. A gun to my head, I say the Raiders win. But talk to me a little bit about this game. I don't like it either way.
I like the over, and I know the totals dropped 5 points. But here's the thing. I mean, you've got Myles Garrett. He's going to play. He's listed as probable now with the ankle injury, but he's not going to be 100%. For Cleveland, Wyatt Teller, the right guard, he's out. Hooper's out as well. Phillips is out, and Beckham's out. So Beckham and Hooper are two of their top 3 receivers. You take those guys out, and you're figuring, okay, Cleveland's not going to score. But I think Mayfield found out last week, you know what? I don't have to focus in on Beckham. I don't have to worry about Beckham whining and crying that he's not getting the ball enough, the same way Stephon Diggs did that in Minnesota. You don't want to play with that pressure to where you're playing as a team and then you're worried about getting the guy his touches too much. So I think Cleveland's a better all-around offense without Beckham right now. Yeah, the guy's a great talent, but at the end of the day, let him get the ball to Landry and these other guys. For the Raiders, what they need to do to open this game up is not be predictable and hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs. Last week, 10 carries. You know how many yards? 17 freaking yards. Are you kidding me? You cannot do that with this guy. Derek Carr needs to come out, throw the ball on first down, throw the ball on second down, keep Cleveland off balance, open it up. That will open the run game up. I think the Raiders are going to put up points. I think Cleveland will have to put up points. I think this game sails over 50.5, despite what the line's telling you when it's coming down. And it's coming down because Beckham and Hooper are not playing for Cleveland, and I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this game's going to sail over 50.5.
Interesting. Okay, I don't want to ruin my record on this one. I have no opinion on this game. I think it could go either way, one or the other, and we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I think you have to make a pick here, Brian.
No. If I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other, I'm going to stay away.
Enough.
All I know is I'm 6-0. I haven't lost a game yet this year. All right, so Ken, I want to talk a little college football real quickly, if I may. I'm going to the UNLV game tomorrow. It's at Allegiant Stadium. It's against Nevada-Reno. The spread is 14. Ken, you know what UNLV looked like on the road against San Diego State last week. They looked like a dumpster fire. I think you can make the argument it's one of the worst season openers UNLV has had in decades. With that being said, let's talk about this game this weekend. I don't know a lot about Nevada-Reno. Share it with our listeners. What do you know about this Nevada-Reno team? How do you expect UNLV to perform? It is the first game in Allegiant Stadium for them, so they should be pumped up. And there's going to be only a couple thousand fans in the stadium, so it'll be just like any normal UNLV football game. But in all seriousness, what do you make of this game?
All right, so first off, San Diego State, defensively, stout as can be. Johnson, Thompson, McDonald, these guys were studs last week. They shut down the Rebels big time, held them to 25 freaking yards in the first half. Are you kidding me? Now, Max Gilliam ends up throwing for 105 and a touchdown. Charles Williams got 80 on 20 carries. But they need to also open things up. I know it was Coach Arroyo's first game, but you got to go for it, especially you're going to have the 2,000 in the stands. Hopefully most of it's red. Hopefully we can keep the Fremont Cannon red. At the end of the day, Nevada played a great game against Wyoming. Actually, a really solid first half. Built a nice lead, held on for dear life, beat them 37-34. Their quarterback, Carson Strong, threw the ball 52 times for 420 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. You kidding me? The Rebs better be ready for those guys. And Cole Turner, Romeo Dubes, their 2 top receivers, 19 catches between the two of them, 336 yards and 3 touchdowns. They better get the ball moving. They need Trey Kane and Jacoby Windman. These 2 guys have both had 9 tackles last week for UNLV. These guys need to get in, pressure Carson Strong. They don't get pressure on this guy, they're going to get picked apart.
JD, do you agree with that? Do you think that UNLV is in a lot of trouble here and they could be picked apart?
I think they should get crushed. I mean, Max Gilliam to me is not a starting quarterback. KT, I like Texas to beat Oklahoma State outright this week, and that's kind of my big upset. What are your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't. You know what? Spencer Sanders now with another game under his belt. Look, they found a way to shut down Brock Purdy. You were fortunate to get a W or a push in that game, as was I last week, because Iowa State scores on the last seconds of the game to get that push or win. You know what? Okie State, you can't underestimate Chuba Hubbard and company. And Texas, who's done anything for Texas outside of Ellinger, really? I mean, and they're fortunate they won at Texas Tech, came back from 15 down with 3 minutes to go to get that game in overtime. They really got embarrassed for most of the Red River game. How they ever came back, that was pretty much on Ellinger alone. He doesn't have the supporting cast that he's had, and he doesn't have the protection. I don't think Texas wins the game.
Do you think, it's going to skip the NFL real quick, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a legitimate Super Bowl contender at this point?
There is no question. Yes, they are. They're definitely a question. A definite threat. There's no doubt. And I watched them in person last week from Allegiant Stadium. By the way, Tommy White, 872 Labor's Union. You kidding me? You guys outdid yourself big time. That is one of the most beautiful facilities in all the land and all the world. I mean, it's absolutely picturesque. And Brian, you've been there a couple times.
Sure.
And the great thing is they have the Red Zone channel playing. You can go there at 8 a.m. and just sit there and eat all the great food they have and just sit there for the day. I mean, I did, and I loved it. And then next time I go, I'm going to get there a little earlier. But loved it there. But Tampa Bay was real. And Brady, first time seeing the guy in person, gosh dang it, the pass he made to Scotty Miller,
yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that. So I got to give the old man credit. If you don't pressure Brady up the middle, you are in trouble. He will pick you apart. And I'll tell you what, Fournette stepped up as well. Everybody was clicking. Now they are without Godwin now, who hurt the finger in that game. But as Evans gets healthier, this team's going to be more and more viable, and Gronk's starting to become Gronk of old.
Is Tom Brady the best football player of all time in your opinion? Because in my opinion, he is at this point.
Not the best football player.
No, not.
He might be the best. He might be the best quarterback. I mean, you got to take every position and grade it by position. But he's done it for so long. And look, I'm not the biggest fan of some of the stuff, some of the shenanigans between the Spygate and all that crap. But at the end of the day, the guy stands in the pocket steady, and he makes pressure, throws under, And when have you ever seen Brady get blindsided? In 20 years, the guy's never been blindsided. I swear to God, it's incredible.
Yeah, Brady's going to go down to me as certainly the best quarterback of all time, in the conversation, one of the best football players of all time. Ken Thompson, talk to me a little bit about how people can find your picks, my friend.
Okay, so againstthenumber.com, you can get my picks there. And also tonight, Brad Powers and I, SportsXRadio 8 to 10 right here on KDWN 101.5 FM 720 AM, break down every single game, college and pro, against the Vegas number in rotation order.
I love it. Ken Thomson, always appreciate when you come on, my friend. Good luck this weekend, and look forward to catching up with you next week.
You guys are the best, man. Let each other talk. Do like the second debate. Turn the little 2-minute thing on, and then mute the other guy so we can get both opinions.
I'll let Sean handle that. Ken, thanks so much, my friend. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
a lot, KT.
Thank you. All right, that is Ken Thomson. He once angle shooted me in a shooting contest.